We're back. So here's the deal. We are on, what is this? Day two of the Power BI fantasy football report. Day two of the fantasy football report. Just as I promised last night, we're gonna put this Power BI report together strictly for fantasy football. So if you are a fantasy football if you are a fantasy football player, I don't know, whatever the case may be, if you fantasy football, we're building this Power BI report for fantasy football. What you are going to be able to do is you're going to be able to use this report to draft your fantasy football players. You're going to be able to use this report to manage your fantasy football team throughout the season. Now, here's the kicker. You're only going to have access to this report if you are in the power circle. I'll tell you here in a little bit exactly what it takes to be in the power circle, but for the most part, you will be able to at least have access to the knowledge. If you're not in the power circle, you'll have access to the knowledge of what we're using to not necessarily manipulate the system, not necessarily trick the system, but to have a competitive advantage, a competitive advantage over your competitors. Now, here's the deal. This is why we are building out the Power BI report for fantasy football. A couple of different reasons. One is this: professional sports is the business, and you go to work every day. You work for a business. If you own your own company, you have a business, and it's all about having a competitive advantage. And Power BI gives you a competitive advantage over your competition. Definitely, if they are not using some form of business intelligence. Now, if you haven't figured it out yet, the BI in the Power BI stands for business intelligence. So basically, what we're doing is we're taking the intelligence of the business, and in this particular case, the business is your fantasy football team, program, ownership, whatever the case you want, however you want to call it, and you're able to use that information to select your players for your fantasy football team. So that allows you not to have to try to use the names on the back of the shirts. You don't want to select your service providers, your product, your players to be. You don't want to select your players by the name on the back of the shirt. Just because they're popular doesn't mean that they're going to be the best players in the draft. Just because you live in Pittsburgh, you don't want to just select Pittsburgh Steelers. Just because you live in LA, you don't want to just select LA Rams. You want to use data. You want to use data to make the best decisions. Businesses want to use data to make the best decisions, and your business is your fantasy football team, and you want to be able to make the best decisions for your fantasy football team. So we're going to be using Power BI to build out this report. Now, I'm just a little bit late. I'm a little bit late here coming on. I know I said earlier yesterday that it'll be sometime about 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, but I got caught up with the Power Circle. We went a little long tonight. It really got good enough. So before we get into the report, let me give you, for those that don't know, I know we've got some guys in here, some people, I don't want to say just guys, but we've got some guys and girls in here that are familiar with the Power Circle, and you are actually members of the Power Circle, and I really do appreciate you. So the Power Circle is my community. It's my community of individuals that we communicate on a daily, weekly basis. I actually facilitate a group, or facilitate a meeting once a week when it comes to data engineering, data intelligence, and we just share what's going on in corporate America when it comes to business intelligence. Now, also, those in the Power Circle have direct access not only to me, but to everyone else that's in the group, that's in the Power Circle. The Power Circle is set for individuals to participate in it for a period of 12 months, and you have access to a network of individuals. So if you're on your job during the daytime and you like, hey, I don't know what's going on, they asked me to do something, I don't know how to get it done, anybody got any insight here, you've got access to the Power Circle, and the Power Circle reigns supreme underground when it comes to assisting one another with helping, not necessarily getting caught up with something you don't necessarily know what you're doing or how to get it done. Now, Power Circle is $99 a month. It's for a period of 12 months. This is not a sales call. This is not a sales piece for the Power Circle, but I just wanted to throw that out there because every now and then I do mention the Power Circle, and someone may say, hey, well, what is the Power Circle? That is the Power Circle. Now, it's $99 a month if you're not in Power of the BI. Power of the BI is my 16-week course to learn Power BI. If you're in Power of the BI, you get access to the Power Circle. If you have participated in the 5-day challenge, So if you're in Power of the BI, you get access to the Power Circle for 1 year. But if you have done Power of the BI, you get access to the Power Circle. If you've done the 5-day challenge, you get access to the Power Circle for 6 months. Now, for those that participate in Power of the BI Live, of course, we've got Power of the BI Live Dallas coming up November 4th, I think. I'm not sure. November 4th, I think. One of them days. Look on the website. It's out there, November, or just go to the learn.powerofthebi/webinar. learn.powerofthebi/Dallas. learn.powerofthebi/Dallas. You can learn more about Power of the BI Live. But I have 3 Power of the BI Lives coming up. One is coming up in Dallas in November. The other one is coming up in the Dominican Republic in October, but that one is completely sold out. And then there's Power of the BI Live in Nassau that's coming up in February. If you're interested in participating in Power of the BI Live in Dallas or in Nassau, hey, Power of the BI Live, learn.powerofthebi/Dallas. The Nassau one, you are not able to do that because we've got some things that we're working out. But if you go to learn.powerofthebi/webinar, you will be one of the first to get access to that Nassau Power of the BI Live, which is a 2-day live event that I do I teach Power of the BI live on the spot, live and in living color, right there on the spot. Anyway, so let's get right to what we are. Excuse me. Let's get right to what we are here for this evening. For those that are on the main video channel, you can follow along here. Once we finish up, once we finish this once we finish this, I guess we could call it a webinar. Once we finish this webinar up, I will be uploading this live to the main video channel within the hour of us completing tonight. Now, what we are seeing here, and let me jump on the screen real quick. So what we're seeing here, now, for those of you that are not on the main video channel, thank you for joining in. If you're on the king of all social medias and their baby channel, thank you for joining in. If you're on the black and white circle, look like a treble clef type logo, I thank you for joining in as well. You will be able to catch this as well if you're interested within the hour after we finish here, live, well, not live, but on the major video channel. I try not to call out any social media channels because I've been asked politely by a few of the social channels not to promote other socials while I'm going live. So I'm trying to honor that so that they don't lock me up in social media jail. But what we are here for, we're here for the fantasy football, for the fantasy football Power BI report creation. So we're going to be doing this probably for like the next, I'm thinking next 10 to 14 days minimum as we build out the reports. Of course, I can probably do it a lot faster, but I don't want to do it fast. I want to take my time and do it so that you are able to really see what's going on here. Now, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to be misled and feel like, because you have access to the videos that are out there on the main video channel and you can see, oh, well, this is how you built the Power BI report. It's really not that simple. And I don't want you to go out there and feel like, hey, you can build a Power BI report just because you saw the video. But maybe you can if you do if you're a video hustler, maybe you can. But I just want to make sure that you have access to this information. And for those that are in the power circle, I want to make sure that you have access to this information. As a matter of fact, you will be getting, those in the power circle will actually be getting access to the live link, so that they will be able to make their predictions and their selections for their fantasy football team. But at the end of the day, this is what we're here for, because we're not going to be here all night. We're going to spend probably about 30 minutes here. We've already gone about 10 minutes and 54 seconds, so we don't have a lot more time to go here. And I'm going to honor your time, because I know you've got other things to do, and I've got to do some things too, because I've got to get this thing uploaded, what just happened there. So basically, last night, what we did was we actually created a table. We created a table, and in that table, it is showing, I believe, 52 of the quarterbacks in professional football. And it's actually, and in that table, we actually see, stats for those particular players. Those stats are touchdowns, the most completed passes within 20 yards, or completed passes within 20 yards, completed passes within 40 yards, passing attempts, passing completions, completion percentage, the longest passes, interceptions, passing yards. Then we got the player names. We've got sack yards, yards attempts, touchdowns. Oh man, allergies again. So at the end, what I'm saying here is we have statistics and data for 52, I want to say at least 50 to 52 individual players. Now, we know that there are 32 teams in the league. There's at least 64 quarterbacks. So we may add another few quarterbacks, but there's at least 64 quarterbacks, because there's a starter and there's a backup. And in some cases, there's a third string quarterback or even a fourth string quarterback, depending on how teams want to field their rosters. Some teams may decide to go with 4 quarterbacks, and some may decide to go with 2 or 3. But needless to say, what we have here is we have a table with quarterback data. On this particular table, I noticed last night when I created the table, I have the player somewhere down in the middle. So I'm going to grab the player and actually bring the player up so that the player can be the actual first row. As you can see here, the player now is going to be not the first row, but in the first column. Now, what I also asked last night was for you guys to send me what you believe would make up the top quarterback in football at any particular point in time during the season. Because we look at statistics like the most passing yards, the most touchdown passes, the most completions, the completion percentage. We look at those things all the time. Those are some standard things that we're given. I don't say we look at them, but those are standard things that we are given, standard pieces of data that we're given to say, hey, this is the best quarterback. The best quarterback has the most passing yards. The best quarterback has the highest completion percentage. The best quarterback has the highest quarterback rating. Now, I could go off top and say, hey, the best quarterback is the quarterback that has the highest quarterback rating. But I don't even know what the highest quarterback rating is made of. I'm sure if I Google it or ChatGPT or Claude or something, I can probably figure out, what compiles the quarterback rating. But I don't know. So what I ask you guys to do is give me what you think makes a quarterback the best quarterback. Now, if you think it's the best, the most passing yards and the least interceptions, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create I'm going to create a calculation that gives us the quarterback that has the highest number of passing yards and the least interceptions, or the highest passing yards and the most completed passes, or the highest completion percentage and the lowest interception percentage. Whatever the case may be, what I'm saying is we don't just have to go off of what we see. For instance, when we log into our fantasy football league and we're getting this information every week, or even every day, we don't have to just go off of what that particular media deal is telling us what determines the best quarterback in the league. We are going to create our own analysis for the quarterback. For the quarterback, the receiver, the kicker, the defenses, quarterback, kicker, receiver, defenses, quarterback, kicker, receiver, defenses. And we may throw tight end in there, or we may have tight end as one of the receivers. Not yet. Not sure yet. But where I'm going with this is that we want to be able to make we want to be able to make decisions based on data. We want to be able to make decisions based on data, not just based on where we're living, based on our favorite team, based on who's the most popular player at that particular time. Because what we often find out, or what we often see, is during the season we get a quarterback that may get hurt or may be out for a few weeks, and another quarterback may come in and maybe end up getting the starting job for the remainder of the season, and they end up becoming probably the player that no one picked, but ends up becoming probably one of the top players at that particular position. And what we want to do is we actually want to create some type of calculation or measure to where we can see when a quarterback that's probably mid-level is on the rise. And then you may say, hey, I've got this person at quarterback right now, but I'm gonna bench that person, and I'm gonna give this person right here a shot because this person is looking pretty good right now. That's what we want to do with this report. In addition to, we want to take this as a learning tool so that we can see how businesses use Power BI, business intelligence, to make decisions based on data and insight, as opposed to, feeling as if they're just moving, haphazardly and just making decisions all over the place and not necessarily really having any type of method to the madness of why they're doing certain things. We're gonna learn Power BI and have fun while we're doing it. So as you see here, we have the table, and the table is showing us the quarterbacks. Again, we are going to create a table for the receivers, running backs, kickers, and all those guys a little later, not tonight, but a little later. We're going to create that as well so that we'll be able to have all the information that we need. But right now, we're just talking quarterbacks. Now, what I want to do tonight is we built the table. We built the table last night with the quarterbacks in it. Now what I want to do tonight is I want to build cards, and with those cards, I want to use different metrics that we can use to determine the top quarterback. So what I am going to do is I'm going to come over to the card visual. I can't highlight the table. I'm not going to be able, I don't want to highlight the tables. If I highlight this table and I select the card visual, it's going to turn the table into a card. So I'm going to click on the outside, and now we're free to select the card. I'm going to select the card. I've got a card that just went to a random spot, so I'm just going to reshape the card, and I'm going to place it here. I know I want to use 3 to 4 cards, so I'm just going to, before I start putting data into the cards, I am going to just copy and paste the cards that I have. I'm gonna do a Control-C, Control-V, and that's gonna give me 2 cards. Then I'm gonna select both cards that we already have, and I'm gonna do a Control-C and another Control-V, and that's gonna allow me to get 2 more cards, so I know that I've got 4 So here's the deal. I mean, I already created the calculations. I didn't want to waste your time trying to figure out, what the calculation should be for whatever we're coming up with. But what I did do is I created 4 calculations, and those calculations they're going to be our starting points to determine, which quarterback should we pick? Are we picking or which criteria we're picking from? Now, these are just basic criteria. Again, I want you to send me some send me some information. Send me some requirements of what you think the top quarterback should be based on. And then I'm going to take that information and I'm going to build other calculations. I don't want to go through here, through this tutorial and build out calculations, because what that's going to do, well, what that could do is it could turn you off. It could, you could be like, hey, I'm not good in math, so, I probably won't be a good Power BI developer. Nah, that's not true. You don't have to be good in math, especially in the world of AI. You don't have to be good in math, right? You have to be good at thinking. You got to be able to think about something. See, that's the difference. That's the difference between AI and BI and the human, right? The human brain. The human brain actually thinks. Now, I know that they say, there was the artificial intelligence, there were a couple artificial intelligence going rogue a couple of weeks ago, but they can go rogue, right? At the end of the day, they're still not able to think like a human. So what I'm saying is, you do have to be able to think. If you refuse to think, nope, business intelligence is not going to be for you. If you're not willing to think, business intelligence is not going to be for you. So let's see here. I'm going to bring this back over to my computer so I can see just a little bit better what we have, because my screen is not very big. So the first thing I'll show you here. I'll show you here shortly. I'll show you here shortly just what I did, because it wouldn't be right if I didn't. We'll say that. So I'm going to bring over the top ranked by rate, and then I'm going to bring over, that's not what I want to do. Then I'm going to bring over the top ranked by passing yards. And I promise I'm going to show you exactly how I did this. It's 3, and then I'm going to bring us 2. Then I'm going to bring that's top ranked by rate, and then top ranked by attempts was the first one. Then the last one I'm going to do is top ranked by touchdowns. So let's see, let's bring you back over. And I'm telling you, if you use this during your fantasy football league this year, if you use this to make your drafts and to make your to make your trades and things like that, you're gonna have an advantage over the people that's in your league. Now, if you're in the Power Circle, again, I think I said it before, the Power Circle actually has a league. So those that are in the Power Circle, they are going to be they can be using. There's not some criteria, but they probably should be using. Or if you're in the Power Circle, you should be at least seeing how this works. Long story, I'm not gonna go into all that. So what I did was, I had a card right here, and in the card, I brought over the top rank by attempts. And the next card I have is top rank by passing yards. The next card I have is top rank by rate. And then the next card I have here is top rank by touchdowns. Now, of course, with a Power BI report, to me is very similar to a website, but it's interactive. It's very similar to a website, but it's interactive, and it provides, the type of insight that a website just really does not have when it comes to a particular company. So what I like to say is, I like for my Power BI reports to have a website type feel, and I like for it to have a graphic designer type of visual appeal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the size of the names here. I'm going to come up with a format, and I'm going to go to call out value. I'm going to use 25 as the size. That may be a little big. I'm going to do 20. So it's still bigger than what I want it to be, but I mean, it's okay. So I'm going to come over here. Right now, the standard is at 45. I'm going to set this at 20 and 45. I'm going to make that 20. And we're going to come over to the last card, and we are going, and you can't see me because I'm not on screen, so I put myself back on screen. And we're going to make that 20. So now we have all of these cards, well, not all, but we've got 4 different criteria that we could say, hey, why we're making this person the number 1 draft, the number 1 player in my draft. Now, in some cases, you may already know some players may be hurt, some players may be have already not been declared the starter or whatever the case may be. But right now, we're assuming that all these guys are in the running to be starters for their particular teams, and they actually now, we're actually now able to say, hey, you may be picking the number 4 pick, but you may be the 4th person to pick in your draft. But off top, you've got 4 players, 4 quarterbacks that you can pick off top, because these guys have proven records from last year. Now, I think Phillip Rivers only had a good run last year, a good comeback run last year. I don't think that he has signed back to a team. I think that was just a matter of doing some things last year. So, we know that may not be the best pick for your number 1 pick. But you got Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, and Michael Penix Jr. Now, you may say, hey, I don't like Kyler Murray. I mean, really, Kyler Murray is one of my favorite players. Got to see this kid in high school. Saw a lot of his games. So, I mean, I'm a Kyler Murray fan. Dak Prescott, I'm a Dak Prescott fan. So, I mean, so all you Cowboy haters out there, it is what it is. Now, C.J. Stroud, that's my guy. But he is not, well, let's see. Here he is in first downs. He is number 3 in first downs, but he's not in the top 4. So I do know that I do believe that Phillip Rivers is not going to be there. So if I was the 4th player to pick in my draft, if I can't get Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, or Michael Penix Jr., C.J. Stroud is not a bad pick. Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is ranked number 1 in certain categories. Now, with a Power BI report, we can select certain criteria. So we say we select attempts, who's number 1 by attempts. We can just select here, and we can see that we've got players that are that they're going down descending. Let's see, player. For some reason, why they have player? That's crazy. Yeah, we need to get that out of there. I need to clean that up. But we see here, we can select any one of the columns, and we can decide, hey, I want to pick my quarterback by who had the longest passing yard, right? You want to pick who had the longest passing yard. So, here we can see that across here, Matthew Stafford. So at the end of the day, there's a lot that we can do with a Power BI report. So we had a chance to pull in our cards today. We're not going to dress this up. We'll dress this up a little later. Like I say, I like to make my Power BI reports have a look and feel of a website and have the visual appeal of a graphic designer. But we're not going to do that tonight. Well, we actually built out some pretty good information where we've got the table now, and we've got quarterbacks that's in these particular cards, was shown by these particular cards, and this is dynamic data. So as the weeks progress and the rankings change and all of these different categories, the rankings will change on the Power BI report once we refresh it, which we could refresh it once a year, once a week. So each week we can have updated information. That's the great thing that comes with Power BI. It's super dynamic. Now, again, before we drop off, again, what I do is I teach Power BI. I teach it. I try to teach it in a fun environment so that one, you'll be able to learn, and two, you'll be able to take that to your organization. Because here's the deal, off rip, Power BI is a six-figure skill set. It's a six-figure skill set. I highly encourage all of my students not to take less than 6 figures when they get their first job. Now, I'm not going to say that if you are out there and you are in a situation and you're like, look, T, I got to get this money. I don't have time to be playing for somebody to come at 6 figures. I get it. I mean, you're probably the lowest I think you'll probably get offered is 90,000. But I'm not going to, I can't guarantee anything because it's about, the work you put in, how much work you put in is what you're going to get out. But at the end of the day, it's a 6-figure skill set. So If you're interested in learning Power BI, I've got several different ways that you can learn Power BI. But what I highly suggest initially is go over to my YouTube videos. I didn't mean to say that because I don't want to get kicked off the platform. I don't want to get kicked off the platform. Please don't kick me off the platform. Go to the main channel with my videos, and my handle is Power of the BI. It's Power of the BI. I have a lot of short form. I have long form videos out on the main video channel, and I have short form videos on the main video channel. I also have short form videos on the other two major short form video platforms. So you can check those out there. Now, once you watch some videos, you say, I'm kind of serious. I kind of want to see what this guy is talking about. Then I have a free webinar. Held every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, I have a free webinar. All you have to do is go to learn.powerofthebi.com/webinar. Again, that's learn.powerofthebi.com/webinar. Go to the webinar, get more information about what this thing is. Everything I just gave you so far is free. The free shorts, the free long form. I got totally free videos out there on creating Power BI reports. Then I've got a totally free video out there for the webinar. And then what you get in the webinar, you actually get access to a free Power BI report that you can start your portfolio with. And you get access to a free resume template. Now, here's the thing. I don't suggest that you take the resume and then put your name on it and then submit it to a job. Submit it to a job to get a job. I do suggest you take the free resume, put your name on it, submit it just to see, if you can get some feedback, if there's some juice out there for Power BI jobs, because I can tell you all day that there's jobs out there, but if those jobs are not coming through for you, I mean, you probably don't want to. You like, hey, I don't need to do this. I just do it so you can see that these jobs are real, right? Now, once you go to learn.powerofthebi.com, you say, hey, I'm interested in really doing something. There's several ways that you can participate in that you can learn Power BI, right? One is you can do my 5-day challenge. You can do my 5-day challenge. I think it's like $247, 5 days, hour and a half a day, and you get access to, I believe, 3 Power BI reports to build your portfolio. You get resume assistance so that you can, leverage what you already know and what you already do to how that integrates into Power BI. That's just for 5 days. In addition to, another way that you can learn Power BI is I teach a 2-day course called Power of the BI Live. It's a full 2 days, 8 hours a day, each day, of nothing but Power BI, where myself and I normally bring in a friend to kind of break the monotony a little bit, to where you can learn Power BI as well. The next Power BI that's coming up, Power BI Live that's coming up, is going to be held in the Dominican Republic in October, but again, that one is already totally full. There's another one that we're doing in Dallas, Power of the BI Live Dallas. We've got several slots that's still available for Power of the BI Live Dallas. You can go to learn.powerofthebi.com/Dallas, learn.powerofthebi.com/Dallas, and you can get signed up for Power of the BI Live Dallas. In addition to, we have one that is coming up in February in Nassau. It's actually not available as of yet. Right now what we're doing is we're working with the host in the Bahamas, because they've got a certain number of slots that they want to fill because they are hosting. So we haven't opened that up to the public yet, but it will be opening up in the next few weeks or so. It's not available yet. But at the end of the day, that's where we are. That's where we are. That's what we do. So I'm about 5 minutes and 10 seconds over where I said I wanted to be, because we're at 35 minutes and 10 seconds at this point. So what I want to do is I want to encourage you to come back again tomorrow. I am really shooting for tomorrow it's going to be again probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, because I do have something to do tomorrow. But I do encourage you to come back, or if you missed tomorrow's video, you can go over to the main video channel and you can check the video out for free. I try to have these videos up within the hour after we're completed. But once again, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.